Okay, if you've got broken foot pads and you want to replace them, this is how you're going to do that, how you're going to go about it. You can actually remove these. You can just rip them straight off and take them off, but you end up with not being able to put them back on properly. So don't do that, and this video will get you out of that problem. You can kind of half put them back on properly, but they're always bouncy, and they sit about 5 mil above the body of the Ninebot. So what you need to do, and if you've got grey, we do black covers. So I'm not going to put that on now, I'm going to replace this one because it's perfectly fine. I'm doing this for you guys. But if you want a black on white, that's what it looks like. Okay, and there's left and right, they're not both the same. They're not mirror. So, they're little arrows. Right, let's get going. So, turn the Ninebot off, remove the handle, put that somewhere else. Okay, and then what you want to do is spin it so it's upside down. First thing to do is remove the battery. Now be aware there's a grommet on the inside of this, and also open that flap up. So open the flap up, pull that out, and obviously when you tip it around upside down you're going to lose the screws. So I'd recommend getting them out straight away. 4 of those, put them to one side, 4 screws, battery. That's the grommet on the inside. Sometimes that can get stuck to this rim here. So make sure it's not damaged. Might as well inspect it whilst you're there. Okay, next up you need to remove 1, 2, 3, 4. That comes off, and then you've got that one in there and that one in there. So I would recommend doing both sides. If you really don't want to do both sides, then that's entirely up to you. But you've got all this work to do, so you may have to do both. Now it should go without saying, look where everything's laid out. For instance, this wire going into here, and obviously don't do this in the rain outside because you're going to damage this. This is exposed now. Don't put static on it, don't get water on it. If you do this, you're likely to be voiding your warranty. So ask the person you bought it from whether you can do it or not. If you bought it from Speedy Feet, not an issue, as long as you follow this video and don't do anything stupid, then you'll be fine. And then it's the same for this one. Now before you can take this one off, you need to remove the grommet and remove the 2 screws right here. Set that aside. Okay, now as you can see, these brackets come out, so you need to pull these away, and gently, because you don't want to damage this cable. But that's now free, essentially. Next up, you've got smaller ones. You've got one there, and then you've got ones down the corner here, in each of the far corners. And there's one underneath this part. This part, if you pull it up, will come off. Just like that. So you just need to undo those. Now, although I'm using a power tool to remove them, I would not recommend starting them back in when you're putting it back together with this, because you're likely to cross thread. So start off by hand with an Allen key. You need an Allen key for these, they're quite deep unless you've got a special tool, which we haven't. Okay, that's done. So then that slides out, and that's what you're left with. And you can see the problem is that the underside's got a lip around here that when it's run the other way, there's no way you can get that back on. So if you want to feed it back in through this way, and obviously you've got to make sure you got it on the right way around, arrow pointing forward, and you feed that all the way around. Make sure you've pressed it over the edge of that lip so it looks like that, basically. And then you've got it back on. You can see it's flush here and it's flush there, and that's what you need. So that is now perfect, and you just need to do the reverse of what you're doing before. So this just slides back up and over into position, like so. So start them all off with an Allen key. If you don't, you do run the risk of messing up the threads if you haven't got it quite level. There we go. One thing to watch is when you're putting it back together, the grommet, which creates a seal within this part, is actually in place. So make sure it's in and everything's back how it should be. Make sure this is all back in place properly, the cap's on, and then you can easily slide it into place then. And then get the screws, put them all into place, like so. And start drilling them back in. Do one side, don't tighten it up fully. Do the opposite side, don't tighten it up fully. Same again. And then once they're pretty much tight, you can go on and tighten them up. Not too tight, don't over tighten them. That closes back up. Put your grommet back in, like so. Put that back on, like so. And that's your foot pad back on, as you can see, all nice and smooth, nice line. Sorted. There you go, guys.